man. I'm so thankful that you're here, man. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but Chris, thank you for getting that together.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
You are phenomenal. We're here with K3. Should I say your full name, or you want to keep it at K3?
K3, Baby Kenny.
Baby Kenny. Yeah, you got a track actually called Baby Kenny.
I do.
That's really dope. Just a great hip hop artist. And early in his career, that we've stumbled upon, and man, we're just blessed to have you, man. We're blessed that you've came through and you want to share your time with us. Just thank you, man. Just want to have gratitude to start off, man. And I really mean that from the bottom of my heart.
I appreciate y'all having me. I feel blessed to be here. It's really dope. I thank y'all for that.
Absolutely, man. The way that actually I saw Kenny was K3. The way that I saw K3 was at an open mic. I had heard about this place called The Shuffle, and they do these great open mics, and I didn't know that you were the host at the time. And that night, the night that I came, you were actually performing. Like, you had a performance set up like outside. Yeah. You had some live instruments behind you, and I was just like blown away. Like, I was like, man, this guy is really good, because it's really tough to some of our favorite hip hop artists. When you see them live, they're not that great live, but man, I was like, this guy is really good. Like, in the way that you flowed, like, over the live instrumentation was so incredible to me. And I just sat back and enjoyed it. And that was like, I don't even know when that was. That was several months ago, man. Maybe even a year.
I'm trying to remember when that was. Like,
I can't even remember.
I've done it a couple of times. Like, I performed like live over instruments. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know when that was. I imagine it might have been like Melissa Grady was there, doing her thing with the cello, or it might have been Matt Sal on the
Brianna Tam.
Brianna Tam definitely came through.
Yeah, that was around that time when she was starting to go in that, because I had met her at the Bula Cafe on Florida. I don't know if you're familiar with that place. Chris Cherry was hosting that. So you're pretty much kind of like a curator and a host for the Shuffle as well, right?
In a manner of speaking, yeah. I try to reach out to artists who I think would be a dope vibe for the event and for the venue.
Yeah.
And I do what I can to make the remix a home for artists to come through and share their craft with each other and network with each other and just get better when it comes to the performance aspect of their craft.
Are they actually networking and coming together and working on things together? A lot of the artists there?
I don't know like who's reached out to who for collabs, but I know that people at the very least they talk with each other and they hype each other up and they give each other feedback, which is, to be expected at an open mic, but it's also just it's just cool to see, and it's cool to be around and be a part of. It's cool to see new artists who are looking for open mics and looking for places to hone their talents at, and when they choose to come to the remix, it's dope. It's a nice feeling.
Absolutely.
And it's just cool to witness and see people grow in their craft too. We have like a lot of artists that come through on a regular, like Swell Rel, Suma Reddy, C-Law Boys, Tonai is super dope, like powerful singer, awesome. But yeah, we just have like all the homies come through and do their thing every single Tuesday.
And from that, what had happened was one night we got invited to watch Brianna Tam play, which is an amazing electric cello player. When she gets back from she went up north for some gigs. We're gonna get her on the show. She wants to come on. She's incredible. But Chris actually went out with me that night, and we went to the Crowbar, and you were rapping while she was playing cello.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that might have been at the album release, possibly.
Yes,
that might have been my album release back in March. Yeah, she's dope.
So that was the release for your album, Chillin' and Maintaining?
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that was a dope night. That was cool. That was
That
fun.
was a cool night, man. Like, yeah, we had a good time. You know, with
We definitely did.
Chris had a really good time.
Yeah, I kind of.
He had a couple. He probably had a little bit too much to drink that night.
That was my drink.
But he still wasn't even. It wasn't bad though. Like, I mean, he thinks he was, but he was actually really cool either way.
Well,
you know,
I'm always cool when I'm drinking.
Yeah, we all think we are, right?
Yeah,
we think we're
exactly.
so much cooler than we are.
We hope
Exactly.
so.
Yeah, we hope so. But he met Dennis Amadeus that night.
I met a lot of people that night. I met Stephanie that night.
Yeah. Oh, Stephanie, Gemini Fox.
Yeah.
You know her. She does
Yeah.
poetry. She came on the show. Actually, that was our last release.
Yeah, last episode.
Yeah, that we put on Spotify and iHeartRadio and YouTube.
Yep.
But yeah, we mentioned you when we were speaking when she was here last time. And she's like, man, I love him. Like, she's like, he's such a pure soul, such a good character. He's so loving. And it's like, man, when people talk that way about you, man, that's what like that's incredible. Like, you know,
It's dope, but it all comes from God, bro. Like,
Yes.
hey, everything good
Absolutely.
a person sees about me, anything good at all that anybody has to say, it just comes from me talking to God and being connected with Him. Like,
Yes.
because if I wasn't, man, I don't know what I'd be doing.
I believe that though, because like we were actually, you know, Monica, we were driving over the Clearwater Causeway. We listened to the album. I wanted her to hear some, and she's like, he has a lot of like God in his lyrics, you know, and like there's a lot of, but it's so like clean, and it's like
Yeah.
it's not like slapping you over the head with scripture and all that. It's just smooth, and it's like there's so much wisdom
Yeah.
within your lyrics for a. You told us that you're 26, and in May you'll be 27. For a 26-year-old man, it's just like, wow, man. He's like, you're ahead of your time.
I'm doing my best, you know. I don't want to make music like, because I have an opinion of Christian rap, and it's like it's just like it's just not it for me. You know what I mean?
Corny?
Yeah.
Like
You think
you don't
it's corny?
like. It's super corny. Like I can't get with it. Like it's dope that you can do that, but I'd rather just listen to gospel. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make music that's like, you know, too holy, but I don't want to make it to where it's like too secular. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, because like there's enough of that going around already. And like the way that I, you know, choose to honor God with my music is I just don't curse in my rhymes. You know what I mean? Because like
that's huge right there, because a lot of guys do. You know, so that in itself is just speaks volumes.
Yeah, I think that's the very like least I can do. If I can't do anything else right, which I know I can't and I won't, you know what I'm saying? We all gonna fall short of perfection every time we try to hit that mark. But like, I gotta give him my music, you know what I'm saying? Because that's like the most important thing to me, you know what I'm saying? But he's also who gave me the talent in the first place, you know what I mean? So like, you know, I can at least do that, and then, you know, replace, you know, that type of vocabulary with like just more poetry.
And it actually challenges you to reach further.
Yeah.
When you're not using curse words.
Yeah, because like it's easy to like, I'm not knocking like, you know, people who do curse in their rhymes, because like, bro, like I got mad songs that, you know, I love that are near and dear to me that like, you know, have curse words in them. But I think, you know, between me growing up in a household where I wasn't allowed to listen to a lot of like explicit stuff, and just, you know, wanting to go about my music career to, you know, what I perceive to be the right way, I just think that that's like the best route for me to go and for me to get my message across at the very least. And plus it's also dope because I don't have to like, you know, record a clean mix. You know, it's already clean, you know.
Yeah, definitely, man.
And your mom, I assume, is a praying woman?
Yeah, she's dope. She's been praying for me since before I got here, you know, like still continues to. So I'm mad thankful for that.
Do they live close to you here, or are they in another state? Your parents?
Yeah, my parents both live in Florida.
Okay.
But my extended family is like in Virginia and California, because that's where my folks are from. My mom is from Virginia and my dad's from Cali.
Okay. What part of Cali?
San Diego.
Oh man,
nice.
that's like the best place
I
to
always
be.
wanted to go there.
That's the best spot in California.
I have yet to go. I've been meaning to. I've always wanted to, but I just never been. I will one day though.
Yeah, definitely. Gotta
Hopefully
get
it's
out
for some music stuff. Hopefully I got a show out
there.
there.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I believe that, man. We speak that into existence.
You have to speak it into existence.
Yes, absolutely, man. Yeah, because what's really remarkable to me, amongst many things, is your flow. Is like it's just like, man, it's so clean, so crisp. It's just like, wow.
And I can understand everything. Because
Yeah.
some rappers, I'm like, what are they saying? I'm like,
Every word.
But yours is
Even
so
live.
clear. Like, I can understand everything. And I'm like, oh, it's clever the way you arrange your words and your music and all of it. I'm like,
I
it's.
think you say that in one of your songs. You're like, it's gonna be hard for you to find another rapper more clever than me.
Yeah.
Something like that. We were listening.
To Baby Kenny.
Baby Kenny. Yeah, that's a good one though.
I like
yeah,
that one.
it goes like, I love the chorus too. It's dope.
The in Baby Kenny itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shoot. I mean, like it's. You're talking about the sample.
The sample. Yeah. The sample is nice.
I just decided not to like write a hook because I felt that the sample was just funky
The
enough.
sample.
like,
There you
for
go.
that.
Yeah, it was. It's great. And it really. That's the other thing is like that album. It really just shows your talent because you're not leaning on anything else. You're just like flowing, and you're just like, you're lyrical. Your lyrics are on point. Your flow is incredible, and it's like all the things that make a great hip hop artist. Like you just showed that in that album.
Yeah, it was
without leaning on anyone else. No chorus, not a lot of chorus.
Yeah, I mean, like I gotta give credit where credit is due to like the homie Mike Mass. Like he like formed, like he taught me so much about lyricism that I hadn't already known. Perception at the time, that both of them were just kind of putting me on to wave theory and what it's all about. They had told me before, like, yo, like you're nice right now, but like there's another level you can get to that's like nicer, and we're gonna show you like how to do that. You know how to do it, but we need to point you in the right direction. So he was like, okay, go listen to Novelist, listen to The Far Side, listen to gave me a third person.
He was mentoring you.
Yeah, facts. Like he was like the entirety of the time that I was like rocking with wave theory and in wave theory.
Is
like
wave theory, Mike Mass's like group.
Yeah, it was the group that existed from, I want to say like 2018, 2019 to about 2022.
Are they still? Oh, so they're not.
Yeah, so like wave theory is disbanded. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing right now.
Okay. Yeah, I've saw Mike Mass a couple times. I can't say that I saw him actually perform. I saw him host a couple of times.
Yeah,
he actually. I think he was there at Crowbar that night to with you.
Yeah, to bring me on stage and like host things and keep things moving. Like he produced like all those beats on Chilling and Maintaining. Like he made.
Oh wow!
I was gonna ask you. Who
that was one of
produced.
our questions.
Yeah,
like Mike Mass made all those beats.
Oh.
Still got some beats that I'm gonna put on future projects that he's made.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, he walked me through like that whole process for like my first album. And that journey, that process is something that is sticking with me, so I know how to, further establish myself in my career as K3 by himself. You know what I'm saying? Not like K3, the wave theory artist.
Yeah, definitely.
What was that time process to do your first album? How long were you working on that?
I want to say from about 2019 to 2021 is where all those songs got written.
Okay.
And all those beats were made and selected. And then
2 years.
Yep, about 2 years. And I had all the time in the world because like, you have your entire life to come out with your first project. It's the projects that come after that, you gotta get out there. But like I don't feel the need to rush those either, because it's like, look, they'll get here when they get here. Like
that,
I'm cool with performing, chilling and maintaining, and over and over and over again, because all that's going to happen is my live performances are just going to get better.
Yeah.
And people who haven't heard the album will hear it, and should they decide to pass it on to others, they will. And That's how you build a fan base over a period of time. But I also have to market myself in other ways. It can't just be through shows and open mics. I gotta make merch. I gotta, do some research on how marketing works. And
you need a team.
Yeah, I do.
You need the right team, though. You need the right people around you.
Facts. But first, I need a car.
Right, you're like number one.
Yes. Transportation.
How much more
transportation is key.
Facts. I need to get to the people.
Yes.
How much more do you need to buy a car?
I'm just like, what I was thinking about doing was just saving up a few thousand and just buying like a used whatever. But that's what I've been doing. You know what I mean? And what would end up happening is I would buy one, and then things would keep happening to it.
Breaking
and I just
down.
had to keep getting it repaired and whatever. So what I'm planning on doing this time around is like, I'm gonna just put a down payment on something and make payments on it. That way I can build my credit up a little bit better.
That's
and
good.
then just use YouTube to solve whatever issues may come with that. Buy all the tools necessary for it, get my own oil change stuff together, and just do everything myself, because I don't want to pay anybody to.
Well, also like I don't know what your credit looks like, but like use the bank's money. I think so many times when we're young, like we see that big number and we're like, man, $20,000, I don't want to drop that on a vehicle.
Yeah.
But it's like, really, you're only dropping like $200-300 a month on the payment, if your credit's good and all that stuff. So you really don't have to look at that big number. So sometimes that intimidates people.
Oh yeah, it definitely intimidates me. I'm like,
I know. I remember when I was young, like those big numbers intimidated me. But we also think about what is it that we say all the time? Is like thinking. I'm falling short of it right now, but like in abundance, like thinking. Don't have like a poverty mindset.
Mentality, yeah.
Yeah, because like that's really how opportunities like come. Don't have that poverty mindset. But it's passed on to us from our our family, like trying to pinch pennies and save.
Yeah, it's also just how the economy is set up right now.
That's true.
Whack, like
Yeah.
it's like the worst it's ever been.
But interest rates are like through the roof. Yeah, it's a tough time. It's
tough, but we gonna make it happen regardless.
Oh, for sure.
Like in the fullness of time.
Yeah, we were in Chicago a couple weeks ago, and this guy picked us up in a Tesla. He was a Lyft driver, and I was like, man, that's genius. You're in a big city, you have a Tesla, so you don't have to worry about gas, and you're doing Lyft. He's like, I'm making like a killing. He's like, it's because he doesn't have to put gas. So I'm like, man, that's a perfect car for Lyft.
Charge it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like plug his car in. Like
Yeah, he said if he charges it at home, it was like $5.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
In his
$5.
charging
Like,
station
this
in
is
his
the
garage.
perfect car to do Lyft in.
yeah, like Teslas are dope, but I guess the only way it'd be whack is if like we got hit with an EMP or something, or like, I don't know.
Oh, Chris, wait.
No, he's right. If the power's off the grid, then Tesla's
Then you're
useless.
stuck.
Yeah,
Right.
but I think that's why you have to have both. You got to have,
the
like
hybrid car.
Yeah.
Hybrid.
Yeah,
you
like,
have your gas powered, and you got your.
Yep.
Either a hybrid car
Hybrid.
or like a regular fossil fuel eating car that works perfectly fine as long as you take care of it. That way, when disaster strikes, you can just abandon the Tesla. and
Yes.
just get out of there. Like,
And I was told, I don't know if this is true, but years ago I was told that, hippies were using corn oil, putting that in their gas tank, and the car was running on that. And I was like, is that true?
Really? I don't know. Do you know much about that, Chris?
They're like-
I have no
They're
idea.
like, you can always use corn oil for fuel if there's a gas shortage. I was like, oh.
there are people who are like self-sufficient like that, or like minimalist or like whatever, that just kind of, make fuel out of like ordinary things. Like there's this dude who like he collects his own rainwater and uses it to do something. Like I forget exactly what it was, but it sounded like something like the CIA would kick his door in about. You know what I mean? Like
That's what Donovan's doing.
His
Like
friend
my
does
buddy.
that.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
become like self-sufficient enough, like you might end up missing like
You'll-
those
They'll
types.
kill
what I'm saying?
you
Like,
for sure.
oh, what? Like You making gas out of corn? Like that's mad cheap. You can't be telling people about that. Like
Well, that's what my buddy's all
Like,
about. Is
if
he's
I
all
come
about
up missing,
being,
everybody knows what happened.
facts.
self-sustainable. You know, he has like we talked about on the show before. He has like goats and chickens, and he has bees. He has fish. All in. He has like a quarter acre. It's not. You don't. It's he calls it like micro farming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's like, man, you know,
grows
he has
his own
plants,
vegetables
veggies, and
Fruits.
yeah,
He has his own like
sugar cane.
aquaponics thing.
Yeah, he's worked, but it's been a process for him to get to that point. But he also got this thing to collect the rainwater and reuse it. And it's just, man, really, I mean, you can't go wrong with being self-sustainable.
Yeah,
You know,
facts.
but you know, if you need to go to the store to go get something, cool, you know. But you also have all this stuff here. And actually, it really hit me the other day when I went to pay for some eggs at Sam's Club, and like usually these 2 packs of eggs is like, you know, you like 36 eggs at Sam's Club you'd get for like $4 or something.
Yeah.
And now it's up to like $13. I'm like,
Good
wow,
grief.
man, he's right, man. He's ahead, like, because he gets these eggs for free every morning, you know.
like fresh, like
Fresh, yeah.
not injected with anything.
Who,
or
yeah, who knows
sprayed
what
with
they're
nothing.
giving us, right?
Yeah,
We got to take our control back, you know.
facts.
But you know, that's something I was like reaching out to Chris with the other day, was that radio station I was listening to on 91.1 or something like that, and they were speaking about like how China is coming in and they're buying everything.
Yeah, I missed that.
They're buying
Missed
all
that
of
episode.
our land, and they're offering, you know, government officials like, you know, money. And they're like, oh, if you don't want to take our money, we'll just give you more money.
Right.
And then eventually they take it.
Yeah.
So because China has so much money, and that's what they're doing, you know. So it's like, man, it's like it's happening right before our eyes.
So they're getting help from people within our own government.
That's you know, according to, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone has a
Yeah,
price.
yeah, everyone has a
so.
price if
Guess
you think
so.
about it. Yeah,
Man, it's
you know?
been that way
Forever.
since
Yeah.
government.
Whoever has the most money, right,
It has
controls
the power,
everything. That's
yeah.
how it works.
Yeah, you know.
You know, and then China, we've been, you know, exporting all of our businesses to them for years. So we just been building them, you know.
Facts.
But yeah, I don't want to go off on a tangent. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get back to K3.
Yeah, we going forever. This super event.
Yeah, we can go pretty far with that, man. But I actually wanted to talk about your creative process, man, because what is it that like when you are like, so do you get like like say Mike Mass gives you a beat, do you like listen to that beat and then see what comes to your mind, or you know, and write, or how does that work for you?
Like whenever I buy a beat from anybody, right? Like
So did you have to purchase the beat from Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. Does you know, is it a price you can talk about, or how much are these beats?
yeah, it's just like it's, you know, he gives me a price. Any producer I speak to, they give me a price on the beat.
What's
I
the
buy it.
range for like a beat? You know, say for
Like
instance,
anywhere, like people will sell you beats for like $30, or
Really?
they'll sell it, you know,
Wow.
for like, you know, some producers got beats that are like 100 or hundreds.
Okay.
It just depends on who you talk to. Like, but like I encourage all like independent artists who like are currently rapping over YouTube beats to just go and talk to a producer that you see like all the time and just buy a beat that they made. You know, it's so much
Yeah.
simpler. You know, you're not gonna, because we've seen it before where like we went to Indiana, like when I was still like in Wave Theory, we had a trip out there to South Bend, and there was an artist out there who was dope, and they had dope rhymes, but like they had like the same beat like as somebody else like we knew back home, like two other artists we knew like back here in the city. It's like, look, just stop using YouTube beats, they dope, you know, freestyle to them, you know.
Yeah. The practice on
Write cipher bars to them, but don't like put it on the album, you know, especially if you don't know, like it's like thousands of artists with that same beat. But that's neither here nor there. Not knocking anybody who does it. It's just, I think it just makes things simpler in the long run.
Got you.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. You can catch all of our episodes on YouTube and Spotify at Better Gents Podcast, and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Better Gents Pod. Thank you and take care.